Political analyst Caius Tolle says the year-long investigation leaves much to be desired. He says the statement of the Reserve Bank has left South Africans even more confused.
The statement itself is quite surprising in the fact that it fails to appreciate the gravity of the public interest dimension in this matter. And what I mean there is that what we've seen is essentially the Reserve Bank publishing a press statement that says, look, we've conducted an investigation and we've decided that the details of the investigation must not be made public, but you guys must just find peace and comfort with this conclusion that says that nothing went wrong.
SARB says the investigation was undertaken over a period of approximately a year. During this time, it obtained and or considered no less than 15 affidavits or statements. It liaised with other parties, including relevant authorities, and undertook formal interviews with relevant individuals. It says its Financial Surveillance Department conducted its investigations in 2 phases, and FinServ also sought and obtained legal advice in relation to its investigation and the process it followed. Director at the Progressive Group, Ntaba Nyoni, says the findings from the Reserve Bank is positive and that the market is likely to shrug it off.
Outcome says that they haven't found anything that the president have actually contravened with the exchange control regulation and stuff like that. And that, I think that would extend a good market sentiment, which would actually say, would drive that obviously there will be some stability in terms of what's happening in the domestic politics. And then from a market-sensitive point of view, in terms of what would that be have implication on the rand and how the investors actually see that. Obviously, there are more pressing issues that are more top of mind. The Phala Phala issue, I don't want to say is not something that is not what the investors are looking at, but there are currently the more focus would actually be more on the what's happening in terms of commodity prices that would determine have more influence in terms of the rand actually moves, and what's happening in China. China is actually having a slowdown, and China is actually one of our big trade partners, and then who are the one who mostly time actually buy our commodities and stuff like that. So that and also coupled with that, with this new exciting week that there will be this BRICS summit, and then part of the stuff that we talked about there would actually be stuff relating in terms of what's the new formation of the new currency.
SARB further says due to legislative requirements and constraints, the report is a private internal report and will not be made available to the public.
I think it is good news for President Ramaphosa on the eve of the BRICS summit, but there are a number of red flags coming up. Why is this not in the open? Why only a general announcement in this regard? I understand that the Reserve Bank will explain it to Parliament, but will they open up this whole thing to the ordinary citizen? Because I think we have a right to know what our president is doing. And personally, I would have liked to study the findings on basis of the report, because it is still a question to me, how can you accommodate such a lot of money and it's not a transgression of the Reserve Bank's rules?
Governor Lesitsha Kganyago will provide feedback to Parliament during SARB's upcoming engagement with Parliament. Diabo Seto, SABC News, Johannesburg.